Hello there. This is learningsciencex.blogspot.com coming your way today on the lecture series on transport, diffusion, osmosis, and plasmolysis. Today we are moving on to types of solutions that we have. The first solution that we are discussing is a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution is a solution which has higher concentration than the one it is being compared to. This one that we have here is a hypertonic solution. Okay, hypertonic, not hypertonic. So if a plant or animal cell is introduced to a hypertonic solution, the solution will absorb the liquid content of the cell, thereby causing it to become flaccid, that is, shrink and wrinkle. If this continues for a long time, the cell will become plasmolized. Alright, so the solution will absorb the content of the cell. That is because there is a lot of solute in the solution. Okay, so hypertonic solution is a solution which contains a lot of solute. So always molecules are moving from the diluted solution or the cell to the one which is having the higher concentration, which is the solute. Is that okay? Alright. Let us move on to hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution is a solution which has lower concentration than the one it is being compared to. So a hypotonic solution is having is more of like a dilute solution. Is that okay? It has less solute. So if a cell is introduced to a hypotonic solution, it absorbs the solution. So don't forget, if a cell is introduced to a hypotonic solution, the cell will absorb the solution. This causes it become turgid. So it will swell up and then eventually it will burst. Let us move on to isotonic solution. There is a solution which has the same concentration as the one it is being compared to. So the one that is being compared to, they both have the same concentration. So if a cell is introduced to an isotonic solution, the level, size, and structure of both cells and solution will remain the same since they all have the same concentration. Now we are moving on to plasmolysis. What is plasmolysis? Plasmolysis is a process whereby a cell will lose water by osmosis and shrinks because of the cell being surrounded by a hypertonic solution. That is a solution which has higher concentration than the cell sap. Plant cells in hypertonic, isotonic, and hypotonic solution. If a plant cell is put in a hypotonic solution, example water, it will swell up and becomes turgid. It will swell up and becomes turgid. Is that okay? So if a plant cell is put into a hypotonic solution, example water, it will swell up and becomes turgid. Number 2, if a plant cell is put into a hypertonic solution, example sugar solution, it loses water and shrinks, with the cell content moving away from the cell wall. So we always say that the hypertonic one is having a lot of solute. Okay, so always water molecules is trying to move towards it. So the cell will lose water because all the water in the cell will try to move towards the hypertonic solution. Is that okay? The last one, if a plant cell is placed in an isotonic solution, it will remain the same. They all remain the same. So the first one, we have hypertonic solution. You can see that the cell is shrinking. Is that okay? The cell is shrinking. This one is isotonic solution, so the cell will remain the same. Hypotonic solution, you can see that it is swelling. It is losing its original size. It is swelling. Is that okay? Animal cell in hypertonic, isotonic, and hypotonic solution. This is the same as the plant cell. Is that okay? If an animal cell is placed in a hypotonic solution, it will swell up and burst. The same thing. If it is placed in a hypertonic solution, it will lose water, shrinks, and wrinkles. The same. Is that okay? So we have the animal cell in a hypertonic solution shrinking. The cell is shrinking. In an isotonic solution, it will remain the same, whereby in hypotonic solution, it will absorb a lot of water, becomes turgid, and then burst. Is that okay? Alright, now we come to active transport. What is active transport? Active transport is the movement of substances from a low concentration region to a high concentration region across a living cell. Across a living cell membrane using energy from the cell. The molecules move in an opposite direction to the direction they would go during diffusion. Thus, the molecules move against the concentration gradient. We have examples of active transport. So the first one is absorption of digested food into the blood in the intestines of mammals. We also have movement of glucose into the phloem tissues of plants. And then we have reabsorption of glucose, amino acids, and ions in the kidney of mammals. We also have absorption of minerals, salts from the soil by plant roots. Now let's look at the differences between diffusion and active transport. So diffusion does not require energy. Active transport requires energy. Diffusion involves movement of all substances, while active transport involves movement of liquids only. Diffusion, molecular movement is against concentration gradient, while in active transport, molecular movement is along the concentration gradient. Alright, so this brings us to the end of today's lecture. We will continue with transport in plant the next time that we meet. Keep on practicing. This has been learnsciencex.blogspot.com. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and subscribe to our channel and continue to visit our page. Adios for now.